What's up, guys? So I just wanted to talk about like the educational system, and I wanted to bring up like how it will benefit you with a purpose in life. So when I went into middle and high school, I had this, I saw this perception like everyone has to go through school in order to like be successful. But the thing is, like when you see people like graduate from high school or something like that, then they end up like, working like low minimum paying jobs like McDonald's or something like that. And I'm not trying to be stereotypical, but it's just like I feel like they're forced to have this sort of schooling system, and it includes like the state tests, the standardized tests, and I think it's just broken, to be honest. It's not learning, it's not teaching all students, it's just determining, it's just testing them to see if they're able to go to this thing or not. Like, for example, like my ACT score was like in the English part, it was like a 13. Yeah, it was that low. Doesn't mean it doesn't determine my intelligence, but it did test my obedience, my like this dutiful fortitude. And yeah, I didn't learn from it. I felt like it was a waste of time. It was bullshit. And yeah, those tests are just waste of time, as well as the schooling systems. And I find the same way with college sometimes. Even when parents force their kids just to go through the 14 years of school plus 4 or 5 more, whatever. When they force them to go to college, they won't learn, more likely. Or just like, forcing them to go to a college, and not only just the lack of learning aspect, but also not being able to socialize with friends as easily. So I think for example, like Steve Jobs, like he's a co-founder of Apple, and that's how he became successful, because no one forced him to do that. No one forced him to continue. No one forced him to drop out of college, because he chose that, and that was his passion to create that foundation, co-ownership. And I think that's one example and a lesson that people could learn from, is that you can't just have this intention to force yourself, or just like you have to go by these set standards that you have to do what everyone else is doing, because if you're doing that, you're going to hurt yourself in the long run, and you're not going to enjoy what you're going to pursue in the further future. And this also brings to like certain people you're around. Like if you're trying to fit in, if you're trying to be a part of like this group that you don't really enjoy, but you still try to be the popular type, and it's really not worth it. Because like if they make you feel bad, if you're trying to please them and they make you feel bad, don't sit with them. Don't hang out with them if they're gonna treat you like crap. So just thing you can do at that point is to love yourself and being able to have peace within yourself before you can be around certain people. And just surround yourself with the best of people. And because if you let people take advantage of you like that, and you please them at the same time, you're hurting yourself way more than they're taking your gratitude, and you're absorbing their negativity and just egocentric like ways of thinking, and that's not good. So if you want to be able to pursue your own passion, if you want to be like, for me, I'm into the athletic realm of things. Like, like, again, I said I felt like I was forced to go to school. I'm at Berea College right now, and only reason I'm there is like I try to fit in with certain people, and of course I like it, but sometimes there's sometimes I think some of us have to make the best of what we've got. I'm not gonna say you have to do this, you have to do that, and I don't think you should just like force through something that you really truly hate. That's just messed up. You gotta have passion in yourself before you can go into that realm of pursuing that passion. You gotta have internal passion before you can externally express it about in front of anyone else. Like, yeah, if you're trying to impress someone and you're just doing it just to impress someone and not really doing it for what you enjoy, don't do that. You're gonna hurt yourself. You really are. And yeah, I've learned from the past that if you do things like that, then you can't just let forcefulness just take the best of you. This is a really hard concept to persuade. Like, I'm not trying to say I'm right or anything, but I'm trying to be able to set a premise for what I think is possible for myself. I'm not trying to expect anyone to change from what I'm saying and doing in action, but I do the things because I like to entertain myself. I don't want to entertain other people where it's gonna keep me dissatisfied. You have to consider yourself first. You got to be able to have passion in yourself before you make the choice of doing something externally. Internal over external. You gotta have the hierarchy of internal perception before you have external result. And yeah, also I believe that people aren't gonna be perfect at everything. You can be perfect in that certain moment, but the long-term goal is we're gonna run into some barriers and bumps and potholes in ahead of us, but I think we get stronger as we learn from them. We touch base with them. I say to myself when I run into a pothole, something like that, like, my foot, like, I had a fracture about 6 or 7 weeks ago. Wasn't able to run for a while. Wasn't able to do a lot of running and stuff. And also I was afraid I was gonna lose a lot of weight with running, and I haven't not weightlifting in a while. I'm 153 pounds right now, and I haven't lost any weight because I ate a lot of real food, like kale and chicken and eggs, a lot of organic produce, not like processed packaged goods. But yeah, that was one barrier, one example that has really taught me to really speak within myself instead of just trying to please everyone else. And I'll be honest, I think I was thankful for that fracture in some ways. Not overall, not every way, but yeah, I found a peace within myself experiencing this fracture, because we're not perfect as human beings. We don't run on robotic systems. We aren't computers. We're visionaries. We envision ourselves doing what's great for ourselves, and seeing what we can do to, see what that change can do for, positive, hopefully positive. I mean, hopefully not negative, but yeah, I think there's more positive in this world than there are negative, because when there's more, I see a lot of people ganging up on me that are negative sometimes. I just let that go. I don't worry about what other people think, and I think that's where more of the positive outcomes come from. So people can be inspired and enlightened by what you perceive, and that's what's really beauty of it. So yeah, so with the education and the passion, the imperfect state of mind, all those three, it's interesting to think about. When really the education comes within yourself, you learn from yourself. You can learn from others too, but you mainly learn for yourself. And it can't be perfect. Like, also, you can't be perfect at everything, because you're not a robot. Everyone's not run the same way, and that's how these systems in this modern day life want us to become. But in reality, we all run differently. We all have different perceptions, all different passions, different interests. So, and that's how we learn from each other. That's what makes our world interesting. If we run the same system, yeah, that's boring. That's freaking messed up. But, and yeah, so don't worry about mistakes you make. Even if you're passionate about something, running, like, I hope to do like a triathlon someday, full distance Ironman, 140.6 miles. Yeah, I think if you have a set goal for yourself, for your future, or just like something you're passionate about, you can reach it. And I also want to bring up, like, from the education, the passion, stuff like that. I don't believe in an ending point for perfection, because I think we all improve, and we're all imperfect, and I think that's where we improve. We're approaching perfection, but we're actually never on or exactly on it. We just keep going. We probably could even surpass that, and that's what's more exciting, more than what we think we can do. Like, a lot of people think something that's already claimed a fact. Yeah, that's what they think. But if something's what you think, if you can surpass something like that, and you can pass something like that, you can pass it. If you fully believe in yourself and convict to their passion that you have, it can happen. And I fully believe it. Like something that's claimed to be a fact right now, it's not going to always stay as a fact. That fact, as like Roger Bannister, like, for example, people said it was impossible to break the 4-minute mile, but he broke it. It was a 3:59.10 time, and like that was the world record. He's the first one to break the 4-minute mile. No one believed he could do it, and he was the only one who could. And people saw those things as a fact, that breaking the 4-minute mile was impossible as a fact. But that fact was misrepresented, and he made a new fact. And that's how facts can change. From that example, I think it's possible. So the moral of the story is, don't let anyone negative poke holes in you, stop you from what you can do. Do what you can do. Have passion in yourself. Educate yourself. Don't let anyone force you to do what you want to do. Do what you want to do, and you're going to succeed. No matter what. 100%. You will be awesome.